every company sector is experiencing layoffs as a result of the COVID-19 epidemic. Whether you call it pessimism or realism, many firms will fail, and not just because of the large layoffs. Companies risk losing crucial data as thousands of individuals are laid off because former employees might walk out the door with sensitive consumer information and private records. Layoffs are one of the difficult steps that must be taken in tough circumstances. However, many businesses worsen the problem by mishandling layoffs. Let's look at the risk that firms faces when employees aren't properly offboarded, as well as how your company can make good employee offboarding a priority. What are the consequences of ineffective onboarding procedures for businesses? Number 1. Data loss and data breach. When former employees with access to data destroy or damage files that are vital to the firm, either purposefully or unintentionally, or using in the new organization or role. 40% say they intended to utilize the stolen data in a new position. Number 2. Violations of regulatory compliance frameworks. Former employees with access to sensitive data have the potential to leak or delete it, resulting in serious compliance violation. Number 3. Breach of confidentiality. A former employee with access to the company's secret and confidential information such as contracts, business agreements, and other sensitive information can use it for competitors' benefits. To protect such sensitive information, the employment contract should include explicit instructions on how confidential information should be handled during and after employment. Number 4. Ruined reputation. The cost of ruined reputation as a result of data loss or a data breach caused by former might be enormous. Number 5. Wasted spend. Former employees may be utilizing licenses or other services in your Google Workspace or Office 365 environment, for example, resulting in wasted spend for your company. Without a proper offboarding procedure, services may be consumed by the former employee, and license cost for unused services, software, and cloud applications may continue to be charged. When employees are properly offboarded, these services, licenses, and overall expenditures can be deprovisioned for the former employee. What steps can you take to reduce cybersecurity risks of proper employee offboarding? Ensure that your procedure contains the following steps. Conduct a departure interview. Prevent email forwarding and file sharing. Revoke accesses to all applications and services. Reset shared passwords. Reassign suspended licenses to another employee. Finish on a positive tone. Having these protocols in place and implementing them should be an important part of any company's information security program, both before and after an employee's departure or termination. An exiting employee can provide very valuable insights and feedback on various aspects: their journey from onboarding to offboarding, culture and company environment, career growth path, HR and management, process flaws and improvements. The feedback form should be carefully designed with questions covering all the aspects so that as an HR you are able to make or propose the right alternatives to the organization. Legal risk. Any unfair termination of an employee or the termination which happened without following central and state laws would result in legal penal consequences for the employer. Further, the court may give an order to the employer to pay fines and additional compensation to an employee who was terminated. The employer must ensure that termination process is researched and drafted by management teams and HR professionals, which can protect them from the consequences. Perhaps they also need to be ensured about the labor law compliances to avoid unnecessary litigations. In the areas where compliances are difficult, legal advice is always best practice to safeguard against risk. As per the Indian labor law, reasons that can be considered for the terminations are willful rebelliousness or disobedience, theft, fraud or dishonesty, intentional damage or loss of employer's goods, taking of bribe or any illegal gratification, absent without leave for more than 10 days, habitual late attendance, disorderly behavior during working hours, habitual negligence of work. As we have learned, hiring ex-employees can benefit the hiring and the company in many ways. This process can only be used when we have positive ex-employees who exited the organization on a positive note. So as an HR and an organization, sufficient effort should be taken to retain employees. This will make them feel valued and build loyalty. As we come to the end of HR course, this course will help you build your foundation into HR and kickstart your career. Go through all the reading materials and resources carefully and thoroughly. So what you're waiting for? Let's build your career.